All right. Hello once again. Hambbage here. Hardcore vanilla Minecraft getting started right now. We're thinking with pistons. It's going to be awesome. Let's get going. How's everybody doing? Back after a nice long break on my end between videos and ready to see what we can do. I think our first item after late yesterday's last episode's caving and sand digging adventure is to run downstairs and start placing some of this glass, see how far it gets us. We want to make our basement here a little more safe. So what's that gonna look like? Well, for starters, I think we're gonna do... Let's do these. So by driving down our, we can continue that a little bit. By driving down the level of the lava, it definitely lowers a bit of our light. But it's still a pretty cool effect, right? How often do you have a lava floor under glass? And most importantly, it lets us move around and kind of expand out from this footprint without being at risk of burning our toesies. And it's some of these little one-off spots that we really want to watch out for. And again, I think we'll set up another over there. Now, I don't know, until we get Silk Touch and can clean up that glass, I don't know what we'll do with the one deep areas. If we'll eventually swap that out or just kind of leave it as is. It adds a little more depth to the feel of the floor, so it's not awful. But it, I don't know, not quite the same as having all of them have lava underneath. Like they're at, I don't know, maybe we swap that out as long as they don't jump into the overhanging lava here, just messing around. Looks like that's our edge. So there we go. We've got, oh, not done yet. A little more that we can work with here, space-wise. Checking to make sure these are all right, and then that we still have the right spacing in between once we have those all set. Okay, let's just clear out these extra little spots for the time being. It's always something. Keep it moving. Now, this row is clearly off. But being right on the torch line, it shouldn't give us any spawning problems, of course. And as long as we remember that, we're just a 5 out deal. Alright, we can't fall in there. Now, this is what we'd mentioned previously. We don't want to fall into these, even though we want the advantage of having trash disposal. So, I think for these, we'll just do a little floating deal. Not my ideal setup, but safety is important. We've lost a lot of worlds recently, so now junk can go in, we can't. I think that's just about right. Any oversights or misses? Think we're good. And so eventually, I'm kind of hoping we push that out and we're back to good and expansive. But I'm gonna say that sets up our, or wraps up our basement improvement part of today's episode. We've done a lot of digging down here. You guys have been wonderful about it, understanding and knowledgeable that it's a part of what we got to do to make the world we want to live in. Now, let's just see. Sleep there. We are pretty well set on torches. Try to keep this handy. Break just a few more grasses as we go. And then sleep quickly to keep the monsters away. And I still am a little ways from wanting to go too deep into building yet or farming. I think if we can safely grab some of this kind of surface level coal, we can maybe go up into the mountains too and grab a bunch. That would be a big help. I've given just minimal thought to what we may do in terms of base or home or any of that kind of stuff, and no real verdict yet. I think I would like it to be a house of some kind as opposed to like a castle or something like that. But what that ends up looking like, I mean, houses mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people in a lot of different parts of the world. It's a big canvas to work with. Alright, so this gets out to our ravine proper. do the obligatory peek to see if there's any obvious goodies down there. Greatest goodie of today, of course, being the coal. The other thing we may want to do in fairly short order is try to cut back over to the Badlands and see about loading up on gold and finding a surface level mine out that way. Now, what did that creeper do? He's still around or gone? This seems like it could be a good stair. We just need to give it a little help. I am a little worried about wherever that creeper may have got to, but I think for the time being, we just gotta kind of inch our way along here. Try to look out for the obvious dangers, and there's a lot of them. This is a okay, that's good that that doesn't go too far. Let's keep getting light on all this. Maybe one there. Now, I don't think we're done yet there, but it does give some potential for access to more of that lower part. Haven't forgotten that there was a creeper floating around in here. And at the time, said creeper was down here somewhere. Great, now he has a million places where he could be hiding. There's one. that's a witch. There's lots of other exploring we can do. Ooh. Let's not get sucked into a bad uphill battle with a witch without a bow. If we can help it. Okay. We're good there. Still got a little bit of sunlight left. Oh, is the witch down here? No. Good. I think this is still the way back. Definitely want to keep that visible. Don't know that this is going to go too far. Don't like that. Don't particularly like that at all with all that overhead stuff. Now, do those bits connect? Have I even been? That is this section up here that we were just up to. We do this. Use a torch there. Alright, it's getting dark. Let's sleep while we can. Guess that's just andesite up there. I was looking at that thinking it looked kind of cobbly. Alright, we just came... around there. What does he have? Oh, that was like the hasp of the sword? I am more than a little disturbed by zombie with super enchanty sword, but I also kind of want it. Wait, did he fall? I thought he was up at my level. I see zombie flesh. I see no enchanted sword. Oh, goodness. We still don't want any part of the shady area, but we can do a little bit here. Not that there was a ton of stuff to get, but it's clear. Do we need to, I think probably a light at least, a couple maybe. Something over here. Winding around. We've only got a dozen torches left, so maybe we want to get up and out. I kind of think for convenience sake we might as well have a little bridge. Alright, we didn't die. We didn't find anything super awesome yet. Alright. Bones Inc. I think we were stockpiling a few of those. The torch, or the coal is definitely good to get us into the torch business. And then some. Which I guess we need. Alright. There. There. There and there. A little sip of tea. And I don't know. Oh, perfect. Alright, is it getting dusky? I think we've got time. We slept fairly recently, right? So let's run back over and see if we can just get some of that upper ledge done as it cuts back into the dark under the mountain. Speaking of which, I think we're early. Yeah, 25 minutes in, so not bad at all. Having mentioned it, I think probably would be pretty good to see if we can go get a visit into the whatchamacallit, Badlands. See if we can find a mine shaft up on the surface and capitalize on that a little bit. Clearly we have to survive this first, but this is the piece, running around down there with darkness up here is a bad idea. We would just be begging for creepers. So getting this top bit done is pretty worthwhile, I think. What we didn't do was stock up on any cobble. Oh, we're back. We'll see. Sometimes these are just like little wall sections. Other times it's I think that's kind of towards the end though. So because this is nice and narrow, we don't have to deal with the whole oh, come on, give me something. Man. I think that should do us pretty well. And we'll just get rid of those. I think that keeps us up pretty well. Now we're about to sunset. Do a bit more decreeperifying as we go. Here we are. And if we can avoid dropping in, should be fairly well placed. Do need just more stone. that's quite enough. But that makes a huge difference. Now those lower ones aren't nearly to the same level of... Oh no! Oh boy. That's why we light above from above first. I don't know how it fell there. Clearly I wasn't paying enough attention. I was looking at the food, not or thinking about the food. I hadn't even gotten there. But not too much imminent death. This is where we wanted to wrap up our lighting. And now that we've taken a dive off of the ledge, we can finish cleaning up the coal. Down there. Is that one done? Might as well. I know this is kind of like right up at that ledge. Kinda, honestly, thought our side caverns might do a little bit more. We had the one that sounded like a witch previously. Hopefully by this point the witch is long gone. That good. Was there coal over here anywhere? Some iron. I think we're okay for a minute. We know when there's lots of iron around that we can come back and grab up a stack as needed. It's just in such a hurry when I was over here to get torches down and safe that I didn't look very hard. Like this one. We do seem to... I have to stop falling. Getting way too reckless. Oh my gosh, that was a big old fall. But we got back down to this coal. See, now I'm way too low. How are we so far above all that? There were like two sections, right? There's that bit. Was that the other one? Speaking of which, by the way, enough falling. I don't think I can quite blame the gravel on my falls, but ooh, here's some. And by the way, a whole area I haven't done any torching on. Okay, so we're all fooded up. We've fallen twice. This is what happens. I took a long break. I said last evening I went to bed early, so of course, like today, it's like barely into evening time, and I already was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna have a salad for dinner, and then I just had it. So now I'm done with that, but probably blame this on digestion, right? All the blood that should be powering my brain is down busy digesting my food. Okay. One piece over there. It's kind of odd and difficult to get to. That stuff should be accessible, though, if we can find the right level. There. There. Now, was there anything we'd left? This was kind of the first place we looked. And I don't know if we cleaned it very thoroughly. This was where we came in. Every time I look in a different direction, I see more coal. There's more coal over there. That all looks like I haven't even been there. That, I don't know how I'm going to get to it. Let's do this stuff. Monsters? Obstructed? Just let me go to sleep. Oh, come on. What does it take? Person to get a night's sleep. The quietest monsters I ever heard. We can do one of those. To here. So, this is kind of what I was expecting all along from a big old ravine. Bunch of connected caves and rooms and creepers. Now our torches will go very quickly. This was our way back. Alright, I think we peered down into this cave at one point, a long, long time ago. Back when we were just trying to get a pocket full of coal for our... Okay, that seems decently covered. Maybe not so much right there. What do you think? Just a little... Yep. Just a little cubby. Okay. Let's put one right there just to be safe. That is just flat ceiling. Just broke the torch behind my head. Very reckless pickaxing, as bad as my walking was earlier. Jumping off ledges, swinging pickaxes around me in a circle. Still daylightish out there. This seems a little dark though. Let's put one there. Inventory's still good. I don't think we're quite ready to merge the picks yet, and I guess that's everything. Not the most overwhelming, but easy to grab. And there was this bit. Okay, don't jump off any ledges, but try to give a little look-see. Is this an area we've already... Yep. Okay, let's go back. Wait, we have to go down and then back up to our bridge, maybe? Alright, how are we doing? Not quite yet ready to merge picks, but we got over 2.5 stacks. And 48 minutes. Not too bad. I think we're going to head back. We're going to unload this coal, reset with torches, and load up another pick. And then I think we'll maybe wrap up early and head over to the Badlands if we can for a adventure episode. I think that's a great way to kind of jumpstart. It'll be exciting, adventurous, all that good stuff. And will ultimately give us the best chance of getting chest loot, stuff that we could really use at this point. Because we're doing well. I think we're close here, really close. If we can lead the boat, and yeah, I guess we'll just use these. Because I don't, as much as I want to, I don't think we should stop in the jungle. Oh, excuse me. That's a problem with salad for dinner right before you're going to talk a lot do a recording. Not recommended. But I like salads in the summertime. They're good. A little bacon, a little cheese, avocado. I think that was it. It wasn't the most extravagant. What I didn't get was any chicken to grill over the weekend because it was going to be so rainy. And then today is beautiful out, but I didn't make it to the store. So that would have been, I would have put it over the top. A little fresh grilled chicken on there, but next time. We'll want that for spider webs, etc. We have 8 arrows. No chicken feathers. Now I'm thinking we left some chicken feathers way back in one of those early chests. It's possible we did, but no crying over it now. I don't think we ever got enough gold. That's kind of why we are headed out this way. Um, Only thing I'm not thrilled with in our inventory is the lack of food. We got a couple minutes still, right? Let's just try. Oh, I'll try yet. Let's just try that little turn in the river where we saw a bunch of salmon. Not the one way back where we had to boat to. And although, man, maybe we should. Let's walk to this one. See if we can get lucky back here. If not, then it may be worth boating back to our fish spot. The problem is I really don't remember where those fish were. Just remember coming up and seeing a lot of fish from one of our, it's either the tree cutting or the caving or something. I think we noted the coordinates of the salmon deal. Wasn't there somewhere in here that we had a bunch of salmon? I'm like crazy. I don't answer that. Oh, there's one. There's our one little bee tree. It's a squid. There's a salmon. I suppose if I do this, then what's going to happen is we're going to end up with every single chest giving us stacks and stacks of... It feels like dolphins' grace speed swimming. I don't know why I'm suddenly super Olympian swimmer. There's one. Oh. See you hiding down there. Oh, there's one we missed. Definitely don't want to... How did I not pick up any of these? It's irresponsible and disrespectful of our fish friends who are willing to feed us. Alright, come here. Hey. Thought you were being a fish friend. Oh, the other thing how many we got? 9? That's 54. Oh, we're gonna get 10 more. The other thing we need is a screenshot. I used up the little villager in our basement one a couple videos ago, and last time was just a YouTube special. I think that was when we fought the baby zombie on the beach, and it just showed like after he had burst into flames and I'd swung my sword, so it wasn't even like a good picture of him. But the other options were awful. So that was what I went with. 15. Come on, little fishies. Just a couple more of you. Those are flowers, not fishies. I have to work on some of that kind of stuff for myself. Sometimes you get all excited. It's a fish! No, it's a flower. Fishy, fishy, fishy. I see fishies. Now you might think, but 18 fish, that's enough. But yes, we also have to remember we just ate one to swim around finding all these guys. Alright, let's do a return walk through our trees because we haven't since we planted them. And hopefully there's bees buzzing around. Oh, new bee tree. That one's dripping too. I haven't seen any bees yet out of either of these, but we'll stay hopeful. That's good. Good, 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 good. Alright, so we will go back and set the fish we caught to cook, run downstairs, take a selfie with the floor, drop off this stuff, admire our awesome wall. It looks like it has a cool bend when you kind of look at it this way with the FOV and then the lines of the thing. It looks like it's got a... I just gestured with my hand so you guys could see because that's how that works. Kind of like that it goes in a little bit. Alright. We got one shot. So whatever that turned out as, that'll be the thumbnail. You guys will see it. Oh man, is that what I watched today? And then in the next episode, we'll try to get cruised on around the outer edge on our boat as fast as possible and then do some exploring in the Badlands. Sound like a plan? I hope it is. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's an agreeable plan for you guys. I'm excited about it. Hopefully we find a mine without too much trouble and can find some goodies therein to explore. That's the plan anyway. Before we wrap up, I just want to thank you guys real quick for tuning in. I really appreciate you stopping by to enjoy some of this content. I hope you enjoy it, and I can't wait to make some more of it. If you are enjoying, say hi in the comments. Let me know you're here, or hit that like button. That really does help get the word out to others. So we'll see you back here for the next one, and until then, take care. Have a good break. Get active, get moving, get away from the screen for a few minutes, and we'll see you back here when you're ready. Bye until then.